Hey guys, VideoJames, and this is going to be a video showing you how to get Toxapex, or in the actual catching it case, Mareanie. And Mareanie is one of the weirdest Pokemon because A, you can only get it from an SOS battle, which is basically where another Pokemon calls for help in Pokemon Sun and Moon, which I'll explain later. And you can only get it in an SOS battle from a Corsola, which is ironic because Mareanie eat Corsola. I think either Mareanie or Toxapex have a Pokédex entry that say they travel along the floor of the ocean, leaving bits of Corsola behind. So, that's kind of weird, but anyway, the first thing you need to do is, you need to get the SOS battle to start. And what an SOS battle is it's basically when a Pokemon gets down to a low HP in Pokemon Sun and Moon, it can call for one help Pokemon, and sometimes that Pokemon will be the same species, and sometimes it'll be different. Like for Corsola, it'll be Corsola or another Mareanie, and if it's a Grubbin, it'll probably be another Grubbin. And if it's a Pikapek, it'll be another Pikapek. So anyway, the first thing you want to do is you want to use the Adrenaline Orb, which is an item that if you're using it, a Pokemon that you're facing in the wild will be more nervous and will be caused to call for help more often. So the first thing you want to do is do that. And you're also going to want a Pokemon on your team with False Swipe and Thunder Wave. I don't have Thunder Wave yet because I haven't been able to get to the Move Tutor with my Jolteon. But I will get it eventually because I'm going to use it to catch a Legendary. So after you use the Adrenaline Orb, next thing you want to do is you want to use False Swipe to get the Pokemon to a low HP. And if you have a Pokemon that's a higher level, it'll work good. But that Corsola just tanked it out. Hang on, I'll tilt up the camera so you guys can see. That Corsola just completely tanked it out, so we're going to use False Swipe one more time. And if you get it at least into the yellow, it'll start to want to call for help more often. Unless it has Recover. And it called for help. Anyway, alright. So that's what happens when it calls for help. And sometimes help will appear, sometimes help won't, so it just takes a while for the help to show up, but if you use an Adrenaline Orb, it'll increase the chances of a help Pokemon showing up. And this is the only way you can find a Mareanie, because you can't find it in the wild. You can't just, go to a random spot, fish for it, and catch it. And that's another thing that's been weird about the games in Gen 7, is that you can't fish in any random spot anymore, which, I guess is kind of helpful, because you're not just trying to guess a spot in any random place. But it is also kind of limiting because sometimes the spots aren't near the shore, so you'll have to have Lapras. And this spot you do have to have Lapras to get to, and I'll show you where it is at the end of this video. Hopefully we'll get the Mareanie, but this Corsola does not want to seem to go down, so I'm going to have to switch into Jolteon to get it to a lower HP. And hopefully, since it's raising its defense a lot, I can take it down with a Pin Missile. Pin Missile shouldn't be too effective on it. Okay, Corsola called for help. Let's see if it brings out something. No. Corsola, you, missing our friend there, buddy? Okay, so we're gonna go for Pin Missile. Hopefully get its stuff lower down. Okay, there we go. Good job, Jolteon. Okay, now that it's down to that amount of HP, it'll be more likely to call for help. And the lower it gets in HP, the more likely it'll be to call for help and at the same time get a help Pokemon. So as we see, it's another Corsola. And in order to keep the help train kind of rolling, you want to kill the Pokemon that you were using to lower the health, so that the other Pokemon will be bringing in another help Pokemon. And this kind of is like a refreshing mechanic where it refreshes the help center. Because if you kill the same Pokemon that just called for help, it doesn't have a limited help thing. Because there's 2 help slots. So that means a Pokemon can only call for help twice in a battle. So it's kind of harder to... Oh, crap. That one didn't use Harden yet. So we'll switch back into Fomantis, which, by the way, is one of the weirdest Pokemon of this generation, just because it turns into the giant pink thing. And it used Bubble. Okay, not that bad. My speed fell. Alright, that's fine. So we're going to go for False Swipe, because this one hasn't raised its defense at all. And you'll see we get a pretty decent amount of damage on it, and it starts to use Harden, of course. just when we start to do damage. Well, hopefully I can be able to get Fomantis up to a high enough level before I get to the Legendary, because that's when I'm going to need False Swipe the most. Okay, there we go. Stop, stop. Oh, thank God. Oh, that has annoyed me the most in this game when something's gotten a critical hit and I didn't want it to. Because it's like you're trying to catch a rare Pokemon by using SOS system, and it's like, oh, I'm going to land a critical hit and tee off the person who's using me. No! You will not be doing that today, Fomantis. Okay, Corsola Restore HP. Taking a little longer than expected, but like I said, it's going to take a while for you to get your Mareanie because it's only got like a 20% call rate in the SOS battle, I think. And the SOS battle is kind of pick and choose when it'll call for help. So it's going to keep using Harden, and hopefully it won't use Recover enough to keep its health up for long. And I think Recover only has a PP of 5, and we landed a critical hit, perfect, meaning it probably will call for help this turn. Hey, I actually called it. I called that it would call for help. Ah, pun. And help didn't appear. Of course it didn't. Alright, let's land another False Swipe. Okay, and that's the weird thing about SOS battles, is they're basically like double battles, but you can't add a Pokemon. That seems kind of unfair to me. Although I guess it is kind of fair for the wild Pokemon. And we found your Mareanie. Alright. And it's a male Mareanie. Now, when it comes to the abilities, like Regenerator and all that, I don't know what to tell you. You might be SOL because I have no clue. But now that we have a Mareanie, we can get rid of all the Corsolas. We can get them out of here. And if we hit the Mareanie with a Leaf Blade, I don't think it should do that much, considering it's a poison and... Is Mareanie poison steel or poison water? I forget. I don't know things. Alright. I'm going to use Leaf Blade, just because I know it's poison, so I know a Leaf Blade's not going to kill it. And it ended up killing it. But anyway, that's where you catch a Mareanie. Well, how you catch a Mareanie. I already caught one in Pokemon Sun, but since I have Moon in my DS, I just try to use it because it's the easiest one to use if it's already in your DS and it's loaded. So this is the spot where you have to fish for the Mareanie. And you can only get a Corsola from this spot when it's bubbling. And you can only get the Corsola. You can't fish for the Mareanie. So, to recap, in order to catch a Mareanie, you have to trigger a Corsola SOS battle at this spot when the water is bubbling, which I will show you. Because that spot is right off of the Hau'oli beachfront. Right here. And then if you go down on a Lapras, and you go down to Melee Sea, and you don't want to go too fast, otherwise you'll get rid of the bubbling spot. Yeah, the repellence effect wore off, that's fine. And now you see the spot's bubbling, so we have a higher chance of getting a Corsola, because when that spot's not bubbling, it's like a 1% chance of Corsola encounter rate. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. Hopefully it helps some of you guys, because it took me forever to figure out how to catch Mareanie. Because I had to literally spend like 25 minutes looking up what an SOS fishing special spot was. But anyway, hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, go ahead and slap that like button, and I will see you guys later.